Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader, and one of the many coaches now that we got on board. There's actually a waiting list. That's we're in a vetting process, if you will. I may be even reviewed, so I always try to do my best. No, actually, I do. Yeah, the trade view call this morning is we dial in on a Monday, November 7th. Is just get it done. You know what I mean? It's all you look down. It's all of a sudden you have a couple of months left, at least less than a couple of months, considering holidays and thin market trading, if you will. So this is the time. You know what I mean? Don't do it all now. Part of it, but it's even a Monday morning. That's how hard I'm working over the weekend. That's a fact too. So let's go into TradeGATEHub. Same as Monday morning, most important day of the week, if you will. Log in. As earnings season starting to kind of abate here, going into the second week of November. So here we are signed in this morning. Coach, thank you for your video. I'm looking forward to watching it at 9:30, or right after I'm done here, coming on at 9:30 Eastern. Okay, getting back to Monday morning. For those of you that are not familiar, with what we do or part of our process, the most important amenity that we have on TradeGATEHub, if you will, is this red YouTube button where you can go back, press the button, and this is our coach and I predominantly our DNA. And this is the videos that we do. And this is, first of all, coach is getting phenomenal guests. They're continuing to playlists. Where are we? Playlist. There's the playlists, home, videos. I don't know why there's not a lot of videos here. Live. I'm on that live, obviously now. Here, right here. Go back through all these. Most important thing, get an idea of our style. I mean, there are a lot of professional golfers that pure the ball. Some people fade or draw the ball differently. There's not just one perfect. Well, there's not just one teaching video for golf. Obviously, you want to be glued to Tiger Woods type of swing, but for whatever fits your game, your style, your body style, your age. There's a lot of different ways to do things. Our style isn't the best. It's just that we know how to do it a little bit better than many. It is we're not splitting the atom here. Everything that I do is basically derived on price action, a stock that has good range and some volume so I can get out of it and maneuver properly. Like I said, not to be redundant, I am not splitting the atom, but that's our style. And for example, we consider TradeGATEHub, and I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to be dramatic. Some sort of a medical school. If you want to be a general practitioner, we're going to give you the basics to do CPR, do stitches, take a pulse, blah, blah, blah. But it's up to you to know if you want to be a neurologist, a dermatologist, and to go from there. So we give you high level opinions and also point to you to directions on where those opinions are derived. Like I said, I've been around for 26 years now, coach, a little bit more than that. Tim the same way. So we have 100 years of high level experience between us. And the best thing about all of us is we have no egos because we're here to learn every day. So once again, this is just the data that I put up. Once again, Monday's most important is derived from what I think can give everybody the best plan to take money out of the market out of a micro and a macro level, with being either day trading, swing trading, or position trading. So here's our macro view as we start here on a Monday. Once again, go through it at your own time. I don't sound obnoxious, but it's self-explanatory right there. Pardon me. Ugh. Okay. All right, Gold, thank you for posting. And everybody, thank you for posting over the weekend. G, never short of posting. We have a couple of new other participants. Thank you again. Like I said, we're here to, I'm not here to, first of all, when I was always on trading desk, there was only one rule: never give an opinion unless you're asked. So I appreciate everybody giving their opinion. And the only thing that I do ask, and Coach kind of brought it upon this morning, if you like something, tell us where you're entering and exiting it. So we can follow the trade. We can either be in the trade with you and maneuver it, but we just get to know what type of style of trader you are. Right? Well, already. Anyway, Coach, good trade. Nasdaq futures. Thank you, Themba Twesha. We love that. Gold, good posting again. Good morning. That's my sign on once again. All right, tactical sentiment. We're in the middle. So what does that always say to me when I see that? That's stock picking. I mean, I'll show you to my screen in a second. You have several stocks that are up. A lot of followed through. A couple of them, being Carvana, one of them. Wow. Panic euphoria model. Now, this is a week where I said is earnings starting to abate. We have Fed speak picking up again. We had a little bit of a respite last week where it was really just earnings. It was actually kind of refreshing that we wouldn't have to, it's hard enough trading a stock well, but it's hard enough. It's even harder trading a stock when you try to position when every type of Fed speak or CPI number or PPI number is predominantly a 2 to 3% binary move. And a binary move, I don't mean redundant again, but if you're in something and you're down in something, and I am too, don't get me wrong, and it's binary, it doesn't go your way, it's going to compound by 3 times. And I'll show it again on a couple of stocks on my screen here. Daily sentiment, self-explanatory. NASDAQ, we're up a little bit. Actually, we're unchanged today, but some things are up recovering. The mega caps, Microsoft, Mega, and Google are up. So the cloud stocks and software stocks, Team, another one, continue to be weak. Volatility index, does anybody really care? Yeah, we do. We trade because we had Danny on last week, and we like to trade the VIX futures as a way to hedge any of our positions that are trading 24 hours. The VIX in itself as an entity, obviously I use it to gauge. Aside from any short-term hedging, which overnight has been, a lot of moves been derived overnight, I don't really trade the VIX going out, more than 4 or 5 days. That's why I trade the futures. I mean, the futures are a way to go. All right, again. Oh God, I'll do better. Goldman's top Garrett. So listen, there have been more opinions than ever, especially as we're in, hold on. And let me give you an example with my Twitter feed here. And I know a couple of people are following this feed, and I'll just show, here we are in the futures, basically the ES. Apple, Tesla, bullish bird. ES was a quote right here. Here we are in the futures. Here's the ES. I mean, here we are basically. So we're in the middle of a range. When we're in the middle of a range, I'll go to my charts again. I just didn't want to keep switching screens. And we're in hold on a second. Coward. Let me get out of this thing. How to get out of this. Doesn't matter. We'll go back into TGH. TGH, log in, because it's that easy to go back in. Okay, so along with the ES in the middle of the range like that, and we're hovering near tactical sentiment being stock picking, and I'll go back again to today's the data is always coming into today, by the way. Stock picking meaning right here. All right, so you know what? I'll go to my screen right now. I'll show you the stock picking. Here it is. Let me go to TradeGATEHub. Here's the stock picking. Apple down $1.50 on lower shipments. Meta got upgraded. A stock like Square and Square followed through nicely, by the way. Square, PayPal, and up. AMD, NVIDIA down. ONMU. So you got the processors down. You have some semis up. You have Tesla's down. The Chinese stocks are acting well. Coin is up. Yet the other ones are down. Pardon me. Oil's continuing to lead, and they are leading. Car, DVA, Sava had an earnings. A couple of things. Royal Caribbean. Here's Crocs. Pardon. Again. I don't know why I'm so tired. I think it's a lack of oxygen. Is it? All right. Charts. Crocs. All right. 2 days up, giving a good chunk of it down, resting, coming back to the 200-day. I have an interest on this. In this one, Chewy, Etsy, Wayfair gave it back. Royal Caribbean. I thought that was a little toppy as it took out stops to the 200-day because crude was going the other way, meaning up. Schlumberger, new highs. Chevron, new highs. SU, our fund holding, a laggard, but I think that's because it's a lot of takeover play, to be honest with you. It's not a reason to buy a takeover play. It is a little crowded, but it's going in the right direction. EOG, best of breed. PXD, another best of breed. FANG, the other FANG, best of breed. So here's another couple of stocks here. Microsoft trying to base Apple. You know what I mean? We had a guest on who says Apple was going to 100, maybe 120. And that was when it was high, by the way. Good call. Tesla, I mean, that's no longer, I mean, that's long, but it was the strongest stock in the market. Let's look at the middle of September when it was 313. Middle of September in the SPYs. Right here. Middle of September in the SPYs. We're right here. So Tesla was breaking higher. Now it's going the opposite way. For those who are playing relative strength, that drive you nuts. But it is oils, to no surprise. Devon Energy. Which screen am I back on? Let's go back to TradeGATEHub, because I do want to finish my Monday morning routine. It's the most important. All the sentiments and sentiment, it's a tool, it's a gauge. You know what I mean? Some people, just like the temperature. If the temperature's at 80 degrees outside, some people get, some people wear a couple of layers like myself. Some people go out in the tank tops. And just because it's the temperature, the sentiment is there, they still can, things can still vary outside that. It's sentiment. Sentiment gets stretched when there's emotion and when there's emotion involved. Right now, it's an emotional market. It is. Continuing against sector sentiment. So listen, try to gauge the respective sector sentiment with the stock as well as the market sentiment, and you come up with a decent plan of formula. If something's suppressed or something's holding well, and the market's going down, and it's it's line up the sentiments, line up the volume, and line up what's best to breed. And if they're acting well, then go with something. Wave theory, Goldman. Listen, they're not. As I said right here, was the hedge funds. Hedge funds and Goldman are having a tug of war. The hedge funds added to their short positions over the weekend. Where's my chart? You know what? It's in this one, I believe. They added. Pardon. And no, I didn't. I have a thing here. I didn't know I didn't punch the wall. Everybody's asking me, including my mother, because I have a brace on my hand if I punch the wall. I don't punch walls anymore because you can't type. Hedge funds. Single stocks, long short stands at 2.16, lowest ratio since March 2020. Okay. Bottom line is the hedge funds pounded the sell side last week, as Goldman is still, they're not only they were underinvested for a long time. Now they're a believer. If they went all in the oils, I don't know. Maybe it's acting like it, but equity put call ratio setting up for a little bit of a bounce. Stuff to watch this week. Always for the long and short term plan. I have to blow this up. Earnings spotlight tonight is MOS, best of breed besides CF in the fertilizer industry. Take Two Interaction had news today. Who else do we have coming this week? Disney, DuPont, NCLH. Look at NCLH. That's one that's been holding up. Norwegian Cruise Lines. Here's the chart on NCLH, the former dog that no one wanted to go to, but it was acting well. It's still acting well. RCL gave a little bit of back, but I certainly would short it. CCL, the Wall Street Bets one, not doing anything. So I guess that NCLH is I guess the barometer, if you will. So we'll see how Norwegian Caribbean does there. There'll be some pin action going into that, definitely. Futures still hovering here. Who else do we have? HBI. Coach called that one short. Good short too, by the way. As it was popping. Where's HBI? HBI. Nice, coach. HBI. Not really interested in Hanes brands. I don't wear Hanes. I don't wear boxers, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. I'm getting too specific. Roblox, okay? Now, Roblox was a hold. Now, what are we going to do with this now? I still have a little bit, I'm not going to lie. And I maybe should have sold a bit to the 200-day. I'm not happy about it because it's like the first point I made. If it's not working in your favor and there's a binary new move against you, either A, an economic number, or B, earnings, like in Roblox, this went this was a nice move, you guys remember we had from 41 to 48. My average price is 40, but right now it's 36. I'm certainly not going to add to it into earnings, but now it turned, now my, the position, it's a flip. The position now turned into a trade. Now, whatever happens here, I'm going to actively trade it in the fund to reposition, either liquidate it, add to it, or disseminate the information and go from there. So on the fund, the position turned into a trade. And the opposite in the active account, you never want the trade to turn into position. That's usually some sort of that's bad. I digress. So we give you what's happening this week. Some things to watch. Matter of fact, very important things to watch. As a Monday tradition, Helene's charts. I think Coach mentioned that she's going to have Helene on soon, and boy, would that be a treat. I actually did correspond with Helene this morning, tweets and replies. Helene, we agree. Good morning. Helene liked my tweet. That's always a compliment, really. Helene, like I said, regardless of gender, and is regardless of gender. If you look at Helene's dossier, there's hers. I mean, she has, like I said, she had the. Actually, she took it down. She had the DOS. I mean, she had the blue chip of blue chip resumes. Still does, but back then. All right, Lee, ITB. All right, so they're not taking the home builders to new lows. Coach is going to be happy about that. Industrials. Folks finally discovered the industrials last week. And no, we didn't. They didn't discover the industrials. Actually, we did. And who's leading the industrials? ExxonMobil, McDonald's, Caterpillar, Honeywell, you name it. Even Honeywell, oh, full flag. IBM, I've been mugged back in Phil. You know what I mean? That's hard money. The old days would be shorting. It's really a better buy on the dip, Lewis and myself. Finishing on TradeGATEHub here. A daylight savings. I got to change my clock. I still think it's a little bit later. XME. All right, do or die. GLD. I was a buyer of GDX. I still am today. XLE Helene. XBI. Blah. The biotech's doing nothing until they do. There's GLD. Now, what in the dollar, most important chart of the week is the only one that coach gave the thumbs up to, and he doesn't give a lot of thumbs up. Just like, again, they mean it. Coach means it when he gives a thumbs up is about the dollar. The most interesting part at this juncture. And the dollar at this point is still driving equities along with the bond market. All right, but the insiders don't care. They're buying away. But they've been wrong, though. They've been wrong across the board. The 2-year, there's the chart. There's the channel. You want to trade a channel? It's not even the NASDAQ. You got to. I can't believe I'm saying this. Pin this. You got to trade the channel on the 2-year. I've never said that. I've never heard that in all my trading career. All right, Planeteer came out with earnings. Carvana. Look at the follow through in Carvana today. Where am I? Hold on. Carvana followed through. Man, they killed that thing. They said it was a $2 stock. Carvana, I think, was the most heavily traded stock on Friday. It was down 40%. No one wanted it. Morgan Stanley said it was coming down. It was going to be $1. So you know what? Maybe some stocks didn't work, but a stock with price action, good volume and range, finishing on a year low with heavy volume, as everybody's saying, it goes to $1, might be worth it. So suppose they squeezed and didn't go, but net over time, these type of plays, and they've been working. Same thing with team. Look at the chart on team. Boy, what a chart on this team. Opened up and they took it down. I bought that at 132 on Friday night, not Thursday morning. And you know what? I said to myself, I didn't want the headache. Because if I wasn't going in with 2,000 shares, what am I going to start with 200? Then I'll have 800 shares and it turns into a loser. And then it's just a toxic trade. So I actually didn't do it. I did do it on Twilo, ripping. Twilo, I sold some this morning, as you could see. I did take it in the hole. I did buy some. I did buy some here. 43, some sold at 45. I might sell some when I get off the air. Okay, let's keep continuing. Any questions beyond here? G-Money? Joba, thanks again for coming in last week and saying hello. Economic schedule for this week. This is all you need. This is why I have a pad. Everybody laughs at me, the interns, whatever they got to do. I got a pad. I write things down. So this schedule economic earnings for the release. I write the graph. Here's the earnings release. Scheduled earnings, economic data, all you needed. Upgrades and downgrades, always give it. I digressed and gave a little bullish and bearish reversal chart pattern cheat sheet between the economic data. Morgan Stanley, Apple, Meta, Verve, earnings this week. So we interested in Planeteer, nothing. Disney, Oxy, love it. TTD, Roblox, AMC, Upstart, Nile, Plug, Fang. My God. CGC, Coach loves it. Lyft, Moss, Affirm, Crone, CGC, Coach loves it. Berkshire Hathaway, interesting. Riven, you're in that one. NVAX, Mara. All right. So there, you know what? There's some good stocks here still out there. How to identify a trend. If you don't know it, tattoo it on yourself. Carvana plummets after Morgan Stanley warns it might be a $1 stock. The same guy who downgraded to $1 had a 400. How can this guy have a job? I wouldn't even let this guy in TGH. I'm serious too. By the way, I am dead serious. How can you say Carvana, the same guy who 1 year ago was halted this morning, Carvana with a flyer at 7. I don't think admit buying it. He's right. But this, here it is. Adam Jones is pounding the table on Carvana and Barron's in March and gave it a $360 price target. Here's the article. The same guy that said this thing is going to 360 said I was wrong, and now it's going to 1. That's incredible. Good call, guy. How does a guy? I don't get that. I just don't get it. I'm down 20% in something. I want to hang myself. It bothers me. Microsoft Xbox user experiencing sign-in issues. Typical. There's the chart on Google with the fibs. We're in it. The chart on Google's right here. Long term. All right, listen, Google, listen, like I said, I'm looking for new best of breed plays, and I always have been. But at this valuation, I have to do it. And I've been doing it since I believe 92 is my average price. So where is it now? Well, my average price, I'll show you in a second. And my average price is not that high. I didn't buy it through this break low. So my average price, the third day down, it should be around 88. I'm up in it, I believe. I wouldn't have bought it through, right? I definitely not would have bought this through this double break low with the volume. So I know my average price isn't there. I'll get back to you on that. What else will we? NLOK, might buy more of that this morning. NLOK, these cybersecurity stocks, SCRWD, another one I tried, the bottom fish, got out of it. I think I'd be up in it. Here's the bottom fish. My first buy is where? 124.50. I added to it. I thought it was going up again. All right. I was buying, so I sold it. Bottom line, that's where I sold it. Right where I sold it. I don't care. I'm in net now, though. This freaking thing going up. I'm selling net right now. I was buying net this morning, 40, bought more 39, been buying it 38, 36. My average price is right here. I think you can show my average price. Hold on a second, because I want to show where it is. Show average price. Show line with today's open. You can show your average price, and I want to show my average price. Net. It's a red line. Oh, you know what? Maybe I sold it. Where's Twyla? Twyla. I'll get back to you on that. Net. I know you could show where you sold. Settings. Show line, show pre, show line separation, show position info. I did sell some of it. I sold some of it. There's my position. I'm long 2,000 from 38.90. Now it's 39.50. Good trade. But I don't want to show, I want to show the line. It's a blue line, show line info. I'll get it back to you guys because I want to show where I buy these things. But I did buy it well. Actually, I'm selling some now. So getting back to TradeGATEHub, if I'm going overboard, let me know. I'd like to try to do this and have this camera on me all day long and talk if that's allowed. Like Davey, day trader. You know what I mean? Have some tunes playing. We'll try to look like that. Another stock moving well today. Continuing to the Dow. Everybody keeps tweeting me. No, I'm not on it. Boeing, how you doing? From the poorhouse to the penthouse. Boeing all of a sudden. SPR, I should have bought it with it, and I didn't. SPR daily. SPR was up $3 today. Yeah. Futures going up. All right, so let's get back to what the wise guys are doing. Here's my screen. Crocs was coming into the buy area. It's not now. Screen today. Here's what's going on. Meta had the upgrade, $96. It's got to get through the whole number. Roku, pins, net, we were selling it. PayPal, should have bought Square, best of breed, Twilo. Thank God, AMD, ON Semiconductor. This is the one. This is the one. It's so crowded and everybody likes it. My mom even asked me about it. Never broke low. Goes through the flag. I'm just scared of it now. I shouldn't be, because if they made widgets and the symbol was BBBBB, I'd be buying more of it. But I do like ON Semiconductor, and everybody knows AEHR is a fund holding. As a matter of fact, I bought more this morning. AR bought some this morning. Global Foundries, where's that? SC got upgraded. We're in that. Billy, watch for the squeeze. Hold on, I have a low floater. Marna, XPI went positive right before I went on the air. Beautiful. All right, guys. So let's see what the wise guys are doing on a Monday morning. That's most important besides my dissertation. It is. I'm here to only analyze what the wise guys are doing and tell you, give you how to play it. TradeGATEHub, good banner. Okay, what the wise guys doing is 11:35. The thing I start going longer is because I heat up. You know what I mean? When I first come on the air, it's 11 Eastern. And I have a whole, when I wake up in the morning at 5 in the morning, I have a whole plan that at 9:30 the market's open. That's usually completely wiped out. So I have to reset. So I apologize if I kind of go on tangents. Tesla bearish. Let's give the big picture. Not as if anyone else said, but this flow show completely is okay. Crude coming up to a little bit of a short-term top, a niner. See, every time we come to a red nine come down, a red nine in the channel. So will we short crude for a trade? Maybe. Usually in the late afternoon, it starts to pull back a little bit. Now, if I say that, what would I look at? And I look at the charts. APA, if it can't get to a new yearly high, no, don't want to do it. Devon Energy was down $12 the other day, 10. That might not recover. So Devon Energy might be looking for something I might want to try to fade. Marathon Oil, nope. CP, let's look at the crude itself, USO. So maybe the market stays strong and crudes come back. Where's the USO? USO, I wouldn't short it. I buy it on a dip, so maybe it pulls back a little bit, and maybe the growth stocks, kind of follow a little bit. That would kind of be nice, right? Geo bearish, this Geo bearish, this Geo bearish, this Geo was a long on Friday. I almost took it. I wrote it down on my pad. Got the pad. Oh, there's Geo. It worked. I didn't want to buy it because I had too many poisonous things in my account. But I saw the Geo. I saw the top. I saw it's in prison. I don't know why it's up, because the Republicans might take. Yeah, you know what? The Republicans are taking over the lead here. You throw everybody back in jail with this non-bail reform. So buy prisons. If you're buying red, buy prisons. Hope just don't put me in there. Okay. Also, SE bear, SE bullish got an upgrade. Let me go to basic here. Anti-VIX, that was an hour ago. Bank of America, no real plays today. Largest sweeps today. Hood, Imgen, Alcoa, Twilo, we're in that. And Bank of America, that's the one that they're going to today. That actually makes a little bit of sense without any speculation, short covering, blah, blah, blah. There's the chart on Bank of America. There's the daily. Anybody wants to go and look at the YouTube channel, you know that I'm a holder of Wells Fargo in the fund. I like it. I might add. All right, so we'll leave it at that. Any other questions in TGH today? Listen, it's stock picking. Don't, you saw the earnings list. We're coming up to more Fed speak later in the week. So, you know what I mean? Tactically trade. It's the easy thing to do. It's easier money. You don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. or older to get it, or earlier or a little bit later to get out of the thin stocks. I do it because I want to win. Like Tim would say, I'm freaking pissed. I'm not pissed. It doesn't skew my trading. It's just, I want to get in, I want to keep fighting. I hate weekends. You want to keep Carvana, you get the book. Carvana continues to fall. So the Carvana is down 98% from not even its all-time high, 52 weeks, 98%. There's our boy, AH Air, Christian, good trader, bullish setup. As I said, it's a fund holding. So what does he see? He sees what we see. AHR is going higher with or without you. Rather see in it, Bob. AHR, good stock. Okay. The last thing we're going to do before we sign off, not to be redundant, what's moving right now? I'll go to my stock page. What's moving up or down? That's all I need to look at when I get back from lunch or getting back from Tony P. New York Stock Exchange stops. Look at the top gainers. You go by change, and you just go by this. SLNA, looking good. SLNA, interesting. I hope one of mine's on here. GCT, there's a low floater. That's a low floater, that GCT. I saw that this morning. Matter of fact, GCT's right here. Wrote it down. I had to. What the fuck is it? GCT. I wrote it down. Trust me, it's there. All right. Top US losers. Let's go. You know what? Let's look at the most active by price. That's what we should be interested in now when it's coming into lunchtime. By price is what? Planeteer, AMC, NIO, Bed Bath and Beyond. You know what I mean? The ones that the flyers, Shopify still lower. Amazon, they can't take it up. I'm not in Amazon, not in the fund. I'm not putting it in the fund. Apple, should I add to it? Or should I wait for the flush? I have about, I have Apple, I have about 10% of my total position allotment that I want in my 100% position if I want on Apple. So here it is. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm missing much. If it goes up to 150, I'm not going to be upset because I don't like the way it looked at 137. If it goes to 125, I'm not going to be upset because once again, I don't like the way it looks at 137. It looks like the active sentiment today. there was a, you know, just, as I say, Apple, own it, don't trade it. It's a good gauge. It's almost like the VIX to a degree right here. So I'm going to leave everybody. I did go overboard. I apologize. So as we approach 11, a little after 11:30 on a Monday, thanks for tuning in. I will be posting after lunch as I always do. Just remember, have a plan, trade well. You know what I mean? Just the key to this is the number one thing is really it's focus. I've been more of a streaky trader than I ever wanted to admit and than I ever want to be. I'm going to stop that. And that's because, you have to focus. You have to be in the zone. Athletes consider it an insult when they're in the zone because they consider it, they want to be at the highest level of all time. But, that's why people go through slumps and traders go through zones. Matter of fact, I think one of the most top 3 books of all time is Trading in the Zone. So focus and trade in the zone and get to know yourself. There's always going to be a trade. And the one thing we always promised you going back in TradeGATEHub is we're going to give you with all the financial instruments we trade, and there's a variety of them, if not all of them in TradeView markets. We're going to be around it. We're going to give you, we're going to give you the leaders and the best of breeds and what's driving it. And it's up to you to derive your plan from there. So thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the day and trade.